Okay. In this video, we're going to be doing some of these sample calculated activity problems that are similar to the actual calculated activity number one. Okay. And what I'll be using in this particular video is the TI-84 Plus Silver Edition calculator to assist you with solving some of the problems here. The first one is very self-explanatory. It's just 27,687 plus 6,501.904. So pretty much you'll just enter this as you would normally would with just regular numbers if this was a regular calculator. So he had 27,684.17 plus 6,501.904. And then just hit the button that says enter. And your final answer there will be 34,186.074. So here this is just a simple self-explanatory type problem where you're just adding two decimals. All right, the second one is 625 times 6 minus 531 divided by 9. This calculator does perform order of operations. What it will multiply 625 by 6 first and then 531 divided by 9, and then take those preliminary numbers and subtract from each other. So in this case, you'll type in 625 times, now you'll notice in the times you'll get an asterisk, which means times, and then 6 minus 531 divided by, now when you hit the division key, you'll get a little slash. The slash means division. And then type in 9, and then hit enter. And that final answer there will be 3,691. Because what it's going to do is take 625 divided by 6, and then 531 divided by 9. And then subtract those two preliminary numbers, you'll get the 3,691. So this calculator does do order of operations. Okay, the third one, we have in parentheses 21.94 minus 45.19 times 16 minus 45.3. This you can enter as is. Now the way we do that, we're going to have to use the left parentheses button, the left and the right parentheses. So as you can see here, 21.94 is in parentheses, so we're going to use the left parentheses and then type in 21.94 minus 45.19 and then close the parentheses. And then after that, if you want to, you can just type in the number 16, because the calculator will take this difference and multiply it by 16. And then type in minus 45.3 and then hit enter. And you will get as your final answer negative 417.3. And it's okay to have negative signs in this particular problem. All right, here's a more complicated one. Here we got brackets and parentheses here. Even though you see brackets here, you can treat those brackets as parentheses. So you can use your parentheses button to assist you in typing in the problem. So you'll type in the left parentheses button, you'll press that, and then type in 8 plus 6, and then your left parentheses, 15 minus 45, and then divided by 9, and then you're going to close the parentheses here, and then you're going to close it again for this bracket right here, and then plus 79 times 2, and then hit enter. So that final answer there will be 226 for this particular expression. Okay. Okay, let's look at another problem where you got braces, brackets, and parentheses here. Again, we can treat this as parentheses, the braces and the brackets as well. So here we'll type in 2894 minus, now the braces we can use left parentheses, then 27 minus 2, and then again, this bracket we can treat that as left parentheses, 17 plus 7, and then after the 7 we do have a parentheses there, so another left parentheses, 75 divided by 15 minus 83. And then we need to close the parentheses 3 times, because we got a parentheses, then a bracket, and a braces here. So we have to close the parentheses 3 times. Then minus 693 divided by 9. And then hit enter, and you'll get a final answer of 1,732. Okay. All right, next is, this one has negative signs in it. So you can enter this as 6 times negative 19, or you can just enter it exactly as you see it on the this video. 6, then left parentheses, negative 19. Now, and then close the parentheses. For the negative sign, you want to use the negative key that's at the bottom of the calculator, not the minus sign. The minus sign in the parentheses means negative. So for any negative number, you press this button for the negative and then type in the number. Okay? Because if you use the minus sign, you're going to get an error message. So use this key, which is the minus sign with the in the parentheses. That means negative. And then we'll continue with plus 34. Now we have another negative sign, so negative 5. So we'll use left parentheses and then the negative key and then 5, close parentheses, and then left parentheses again for negative 3, close parentheses, minus, and then left parentheses, negative 4, close that parentheses, and then 17. And then when you hit enter, you're going to get 464. Okay, so this expression will give you the answer of 464. And do not get the minus sign, which is the subtraction, confused with the negative sign. Okay. One is shorter than the other. The negative sign is shorter than the minus sign. So make sure you use this negative with the parentheses around it for the negative numbers. All right, number 7. Now this one has exclamation marks in it, but we read this as 56 factorial. 56 factorial divided by 52 factorial. And let me show you how to enter a number that has the exclamation mark or the factorial symbol. You'll type in 56 in this case. Now, to get the factorial symbol, you have to press the button that says math. And then you're going to use your right arrow key, which is this key right here that I'm pointing, to PRB. That's the probability menu. And you're going to get this menu right here. Now, as you can see here, you'll see under number 4, you'll see the exclamation mark. That's your factorial symbol. So you can use your down arrow key to highlight number 4 and then press enter, or you can just go ahead and press the number 4 key to get that particular factorial symbol. So you'll have 56 factorial. This is divided by 52. Now again, we have a factorial symbol, so again we press this math button and then use your right arrow key for the PRB menu. Use your down arrow key for number 4, or press number 4 if you like, and then hit enter. And then finally, your screen should look like this: 56 factorial divided by 52 factorial. Then you'll hit enter. And in this case, your final answer will be 8,814,960. Okay. All right, number 8. This one also has factorial symbols in it. 12 factorial divided by 8 factorial minus 7 factorial times 3 factorial. In this case here, let's do this, 12. And then the factorial key, you'll hit the math, go to PRB using your right arrow button, and then select number 4. And then divide it by 8, hit the math key, go to PRB using your right arrow key, and select number 4, minus 7, then math, go to PRB, and select number 4 again, and then times 3, hit the math key again, right arrow to PRB, and then select number 4. So your screen should look like this. And then hit enter. And you'll get negative 18,360 as your final answer. All right, problem number 9. Here we got the absolute value of negative 12 times 5 plus 64 divided by the absolute value of negative 8. Okay, now for the absolute value, we need to press the math key. And then we're going to select the menu that says NUM. That's the number menu. So you hit your right arrow key one time to highlight the NUM or the number menu. Here's our menu right here. Under number 1, you see ABS. That's short for absolute value. So you'll press number 1 for absolute value and then type in negative 12. Keep in mind the negative key is the button that's next to the decimal point on your calculator and right below the number 3 key. And then times 5 plus 64 divided by, and again we got absolute value of negative 8, so we need to press the math key, use our right arrow key to get to the number menu, select number 1 for the absolute value, and then type in negative 8. And then hit enter. And that final answer would be 68. All right, number 10. Now we're going to write this as a fraction. And also we got this same problem that we're going to write as a decimal. Okay. Actually, this one will be a decimal. Okay, so here, 3/5. To enter this, we're going to put 3/5 in parentheses. So we're going to use our left parentheses, then 3 divided by 5, and close the parentheses. Minus, for 2/3, we'll put that in parentheses, so left parentheses, 2 divided by 3, and close the parentheses. Plus, the 7/10 we're also going to put in parentheses, so left parentheses, 7 divided by 10, close parentheses. And then hit enter. Now, this will be your final answer. Now, to 2 decimal places, it will be 0.63. So in your calculator activity, you are required to write this decimal value to 2 decimal places. So it will be 0.63 as your answer. All right, number 11 is the same problem. However, we're going to write this as a fraction in simplest form. Here we can convert a decimal to a fraction. There is a button that says math. Press that button that says math. Now, under the math menu, you already see this. You're going to take the decimal and convert it to a fraction. So you're going to take that answer, we'll press number 1, and what that means is it's going to take the previous answer and convert that to a fraction. And then you'll hit enter. So this expression, or the final answer to this expression as a fraction in simplest form, will be 19/30. Okay? All right, number 12. We got 17 plus 67, and that's divided by 5 times 24. The numerator and the denominator I'm going to put in parentheses. So in this case here, the numerator will be in parentheses, so I'll use left parentheses, then 17 plus 67. Close the parentheses. Then divided by, the denominator will be left parentheses, 5 times 24. And close the parentheses. Then hit enter. Now, to two decimal places, it'll be 0.70. Or you can write it as 0.7 as your answer. All right, number 13 is another expression that we're going to put in the parentheses for the numerator and the denominator. So the numerator is left parentheses 12 plus 118, close parentheses, divided by, and in the denominator will be left parentheses 7 times 12 minus 97, and close the parentheses. And then hit enter, and then that final answer there will be simply negative 10. Okay, number 14. Okay, now we got a complicated type problem in the numerator and the denominator. So the way we're going to do this one, the numerator will put in parentheses, and then we're going to have 25 times. Now the negative 4, you don't necessarily have to put negative 4 in parentheses. You can just type in the negative key and the 4 plus 5 divided by 2 and close the parentheses. Because the numerator is going to do 25 times 4 and then 5 divided by 2 and then add the 2 together. Whatever that is going to be divided by, and then in the denominator will be left parentheses 3 times 7 plus 45 divided by negative 18. Close parentheses. And the negative 18 does not necessarily have to be in parentheses. Then you'll hit enter. Now we always round to two decimal places as required in the calculated activity, so this will be negative 5.27. All right, number 15, you got 78 to the second power. Let me show you how to enter 78 to the second power plus 18 to the second power. We type in 78. There is a button on the calculator that says x squared. You'll just press the x squared button and it will give you the exponent of 2. And then plus 18, type in 18, and then again you'll press the x squared button for the exponent of 2. Because it's going to do 78 to the second and 18 to the second and add the 2 together, and then you'll hit enter. You'll get 6,408. All right, number 16 is 15 to the fourth power minus 45 to the third power. Okay, let me show you how that's entered. Now, the 15 to the fourth, you're going to do 15. And there is a button that has the upside down V, which is the caret key. That's right below the clear button and right above the division button. You'll press that button, and then you'll type in your exponent of 4, because this represents 15 to the fourth power. So this button is what you'll use to help you type in your exponent. Minus 45, and then to the third power you can use this button right here for the exponent, and then 3. By the way, that caret key is right below the clear key and right above the division symbol. That's used to help you type in your exponent. And that's going to, and then you're going to hit enter, and you'll get negative 40,500. Now, there is a button that has the cube as your exponent. So if I did this, 15 caret 4 minus, and then 45, if I hit the math key, and then if I select number 3, which is my exponent for 3, because there's a small 3 there, so if I select that, that's 45 to the third, and then you'll hit enter, I'll still get negative 40,500. Okay, so you can do it either this way by using the caret key, or you can do this by pressing the math key and then selecting number 3 for the exponent of 3. So there's a couple of ways that you can enter a number raised to the third power. But anything bigger than 3, then you must use the caret key. Like for the 15 to the 4th, I had to use the caret key. And then type in that number. All right, number 17.